Hello and welcome. My name is Alan, and I want to talk about things we need to do if we want to get to a better place. Yes, I have APAC up first because it is something we need to get rid of direly. One of the great evils of the world. It allows Israel to commit as much genocide and ethnic cleansing as it wants without repercussions. And helps push those who try to do the right thing out of office. Fuck APAC. For example, from Open Secrets here, they have pro-Israel recipients, and you can see just how much it has control over our Congress. Democrat, Independent, Republican, Democrat, 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 Republican, 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 Democrat, Republican, Democrat, Republican, Democrat, Democrat, Republican, Democrat, Independent, Democrat, Democrat, Republican, 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 Democrat. Very much. That's just the first page. 55 entries. Showing. This is just for 2023 to 2024. Those who got the biggest money from groups like APAC. And they use this big money to lie, to kick out, help fight against those who try to do the right thing. Like Cori Bush and Jamal Bowman. Fuck APAC. I have no love for those demons. It's not being anti-Semitic either. It's being against a fucking genocide that is being committed. You know, we used to, I think, one point in time stand for, say, human rights. But it's been a while, and I think people have forgotten what it means to stand for fucking human rights in this country. Yeah. APAC is a source of evil. Groups like it need to be removed because it helps evil acts to be committed without repercussions to those who commit them. And secondly, we shouldn't have lobbies that push for other countries in our government. Period. Period. There should not be lobbies that are pro-Israel, pro-Qatar, pro-Saudi Arabia, pro-Kazakhstan, pro-China, pro-Cuba, pro-Canada. It doesn't matter. There should not be a fucking lobby one that is pro another country in our fucking country. So yeah, APAC and groups like it should not exist. But everything's been so fucking screwed up that we need to rebuild the country from the ground up. almost. We can go back to base principles and work on what we need to make things better in this country. It's not just APAC I want to talk about and anti human rights organizations like it. Healthcare. Honestly, we struggle so badly with medical debt. It's one of the major. I think it's one of the top 3 reasons for debt in America. I'm trying to see if I can find that mention, but yeah. Americans struggle to pay their health care. And then we got the insurance on top of it that don't pay what it should in health care. And guess what? Your lovely Republicans, they want to cut the programs that help people like Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security. Which is why I'm like, why did you vote for the stupid party? Anyway, this shouldn't be something in America. We want to say we're the greatest country in the world. We need to start doing things to make it the greatest country in the world. And one of these things is medical debt should not exist in this nation. I'd like to see something like universal health care. All citizens guaranteed care. They will not go into debt. We want to make sure everyone has a right to health care. Money should not be an obstacle. Insurances should not be an obstacle. This should be something that we are guaranteed. It's kind of hard to have, in the Declaration, I think it was, Jefferson wrote, certain freedoms are granted to us. Among these, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And yes, I know he's paraphrasing a quote from another author, which was life, liberty, and it wasn't pursuit of happiness. He said something else. Right to property or something like that. Regardless. Kind of hard to have good life and liberty if you don't have access to health care that won't fucking forever put you in forever debt. Because it should just not happen. Just not happen. We want to call ourselves the greatest fucking country in the world. We need to start acting like it. Everybody should be covered. We should have a system where it won't cost us an arm and a leg or 5,000 fucking dollars for simple shit. think it's something we should have as a right, which is why I believe a healthcare system funded by the government and then properly managed so that no one has to go and think about whether they can afford to go to the doctor or not. Yeah. It should just be a fucking right. Especially when there are people out there making tens of billions of dollars. And we've got fucking people struggling. Healthcare, housing, food. Housing's another one, god damn it. It needs to be something we guarantee. People should not struggle to find a place. And you have people in these cities doing things not to end housing by housing people, but forcing them to get off the streets and find other places to rest, even though they don't have a fucking home. Putting spikes or dividers on benches so they don't have a place to fucking rest. Making ordinances so they can't be here or there. No, how about you fucking build homes for the people? Again, it's like there is no fucking understanding of humanity and human rights. We used to, again, I think we were this way once. I would like to believe we were. That we believed in humanity and doing the right thing. No one should ever go without some form of shelter. And again, when you've got these bastards who are making tens of billions hand over fist, you've got people who can't afford their fucking health care, can't afford a fucking house. We need health care and housing guaranteed in this fucking country. Start taxing the goddamn rich. Make them pay their fair share. This is so fucking stupid that we don't already do this. Yeah. It just makes fucking sense. Let's go back to healthcare. I just thought of another thing. We can also cut the scourge of big pharma. Most of medicines we have are actually developed in universities or in government run labs. Most of these companies don't make their own medicine. They just get the patents after they're made. And then they charge us out the ass for this shit. No. Medicine, the patent, if it's developed by university or government, the patent should remain under the government until it dies. Because they're supposed to go out after so many years. Companies often re-up them by saying, we deliver it in a new form. We used to deliver it in a capsule. Now we deliver it in a gummy. And so it's not the medicine they're re-upping, it's the delivery system. All that shit needs to be kicked the fuck out of the door. Again, part of a universal health care call so that Americans don't fucking have to choose whether they want to go broke or go dead. Housing should be a guaranteed right, some kind of shelter. And while we're on the topic of shelter, let's talk about these bastards that are buying, the equity companies, they're buying commercial real estate, private real estate, so they can use them as rent systems. No, that shit needs to end as well. That's part of the goddamn problem as well. So, housing, healthcare. Let's see. Military. We could save a lot of fucking money if we nationalized some of these companies, most of them as a matter of fact. If you want to make weapons, you have to do it under the purview of the government. You can't do it as a free and open country just so you can sell it to us. No. We'll nationalize you, and we don't want you selling your damn the weapons you make to other countries. If you're in the U.S. and you make weapons for the U.S., go back and be under the U.S. umbrella. We don't need you being separate corporations to make big fucking money. How many billions did we waste on the F-35? I don't know if we ever got the fucking shit fixed. Boeing, since it's been all about profit, it's went all the way fucking downhill, doors popping off in the air. It used to be a company you would look at and go, that's a damn good company. I think it was when it merged with McDonnell Douglas and their CEOs took over as CEOs of Boeing. Let me do this. Boeing. McDonnell Douglas. That's who I thought it was. 1997. Since the merger and the McDonnell Douglas people became the heads of Boeing, it's been all about cutting costs to make money. Oh, I need you on there. There we go. Boeing was a business before the McDonnell Douglas merger, right? It's only partly sarcastic. Sure, it does seem like after the merger, Boeing took a more aggressive business centric approach. But some of the talking points are so over the top, they make it seem like before the merger, Boeing was just a big not for profit engineering organization. I'm sure the overall company did things back then for short term profits that retrospectively isn't great. Talking points only come from a second or third generation goobers who have never left Seattle. No one who has ever worked outside of BCA believes BCA is normal. Totally. What the hell do they know? We've only had generations of their family employed by Boeing and grew up in the town that revolved around the company. What a bunch of dummies, right? Corp up. Yeah. Whether I'm sure they did stuff to make money, but for the most part, they made quality products. We know this. Let's look at McDonnell Douglas here. They were the company Boeing merged with. Uh, they were a major American aerospace manufacturing corporation and defense contractor. They were formed by the merger of McDonnell Aircraft and Douglas Aircraft Company in 1967. It produced the DC-10s, the MD-80 airliners, yeah, and the F-15 Eagle and FA-18 Hornet. But in 97, they would merge with Boeing. That's when you can see a lot of the shit going downhill. Trying to see if they've got the mention. Technical issues, development cost overruns, growing unit cost, and delays led to the termination of the A-12 Avenger II program, 1991, by Dick Cheney, then Defense Secretary. Years of litigation would proceed over the contract's termination. The government claimed that the contractors had defaulted on their contract and were not entitled to the final progress payments, while McDonnell Douglas and General Dynamics believed that the contract was terminated out of convenience and thus the money was owed. Let's see. Some of the company's lasting legacies were non-aviation related. They are the computer systems and companies developed in the company's subsidiary McDonnell Automation Company, created in the 50s. Computer-aided design, CAD. Military airplanes, commercial. Yeah, the DC-10s are probably the most famous. I think there's still some of them in usage. Yeah. Well, they won't say. Let's look at Boeing. Anyway. Yeah. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Military contractors. Boeing used to do a lot of military contracting. Still does some. Where are you at? You know, McDonnell Douglas made some military planes, some missiles and stuff. Fourth largest defense contractor in the world as of 2022 revenue. So yeah, they were seen as a sign of excellence because they did make good stuff. But when greed took over and the McDonnell Douglas guys became the CEOs, they went on for more monetary gains and looked to cut corners. That shit needs to end. It's why I think we need a nationalization of some of the industries. And anything like this, military should be nationalized. If you don't want to be nationalized, stop making military stuff and just work on commercial. You should have that option, but yeah. If you're going to make military stuff, you should be nationalized into the government's, under the government's housing. So yeah. Yeah, the 737 accidents and incidents. Talking all about it, but yeah. And then I think it was the Alaska Airlines flight where the door went poof. Yeah, door plug blowout. After the plane had just reached just over 16,000 feet. You know, that stuff should not happen. You should never, ever, ever put profits over making a quality product, over making a safe product. And, you know, we're right back in the Gilded Age. I've said this numerous times and I'll keep saying it until we get out of it. We are in the second Gilded Age. There is a huge inequality between the rich and poor, just the way there was in the first Gilded Age with the Carnegies and the Vanderbilts and the Rockefellers versus everyone else. The names have changed and the businesses are slightly different, but the end results are the same. People suffer. And it's something we should not allow. This brings me to another point. If there's any hope of anything like this to happen, there needs to be a vast change in the government. We cannot continue to try to subsist on the two-party system that has failed us over and over and over. Both parties are antiquated and bought by the rich. Neither side gives a shit about the average person. Neither side. Maybe you can find a handful of politicians that you can go, okay, I would give them some trust. But for the most part, motherfuckers are bought off. And that's not the way politics should fucking work. Which would bring us back to AIPAC. Not only should we not have lobbies that are about lobbying for other countries, the rich should not be able to use money as free speech. That goes against the whole idea of free. Yet, here we are. Well, that needs turned back as well. Members of Congress, the Supreme Court, and the executive branch should not be able to trade stocks, especially if you're on committees that deal with the stock market. Number two, they should not get these big gifts if they don't want to disclose them. Because I feel that all gifts must be disclosed to the public, because that is who your employer is. That is who your boss is supposed to be. Not these fucking millionaires. Not these fucking corporations. The people as a whole. So, yeah. I feel that the ending of super PACs would be a good idea. You can still keep regular PACs because they're not supposed to be able to spend money for candidates, directly to candidates anyway. Super PACs can. And that's why I think they need to go. But yeah. We'll end this talk right here, but pick it up in another video. Because damn it, I am not done and I am angry. But I want to thank you all if you've stuck around to watch this with me. As always, educate thyself. Think, read, study, learn. Someone tells you something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their sources. I'll be putting links in the description box below the video. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, later.